Okay, episode two. I am not even certain what happened here because so much happened so fast and also so little happened so little. How do you say that? Anyways, oh my God. So I needed to decide what am I replacing and what am I making them live still amongst so that they remember their fire here in this sad world they have now. Oh my, oh my. I really did not expect this to happen so quickly. I thought I might have to actually try to force a little chaos, but then I decided let's just start replacing the things that they kind of need, at least some of them. There was no damage for designated adult. She somehow slipped through this. Ugh. So, anyways, some of the things I just figured they don't really use anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I replace it. Other things I figured they don't really need extra beds, they prefer the sleep pods anyway. Absolutely none of them are old enough to use some of these items. Some of these items are just neglected. It was also a little bit of an experiment of what do they autonomously use versus what won't they use, and then like what do they prefer. So they autonomously prefer the computer above all else. If there's a computer, they will be at the computer, basically. Not the kids, I don't think. I think that's more teens and up. The kids a little bit more varied, but they are obsessed with the dollhouse. If it's broken, they're obsessed with the dollhouse, I suppose. If it's not broken, actually, they might not be obsessed with the dollhouse. Also, Scoots and Toots. So if you have pets, what do you call the pets pack? Whatever the hell the normal main big pets pack is, cats and dogs. They get like ailments and stuff, and you're actually supposed to tend to that. But like, what if you're not tending your pet because you just kind of want a pet to be around? Because I have so many playthroughs where I don't actually want to tend the animal, but I still want an animal, and I don't want him to be like bitten by a skunk or whatever the hell happened. So yeah, I don't like that. I would like to be able to ignore and neglect my pet, but it's still happy. How do I do that? Like, okay, thank you. I cheat to give him food, and I bought him all the toys the game offers. It's not my fault they don't autonomously talk to him or take him to the vet. Like, also, even if I'm playing as somebody who's taking care of and spending time with their pet, I don't want to have to take it to the vet. Like, that's annoying a lot of the time. Okay, like, I very, very rarely actually want to have to do that, considering they get ailments like quite often with the pets. It's way too often. Way too often. It's annoying. Oh, hey, there was my first fight. Oh, so cute. Of course, it's gonna be two girls in the bathroom. Oh, I put carpet on literally every single floor, and then I figured carpet's gonna be like the best. I was so excited that I had a toxic mold pile. That was really devastating. I was so excited. Weeks, literally 2 game weeks went by. Scoots and Toots and just drinking toilet water. I try to remind myself he's not really a cat, he's a raccoon. Well, does the game really like differentiate raccoon or is it just paint? I think it's a cat that looks like a raccoon. I think it's just paint. The fox, on the other hand, actually sounds different and like seems to behave slightly different when you use the fox as your pet instead of the dog. So I don't know. I still think the raccoon is a little bit sad because it's just a painted cat. Anyways, I also was like totally firmly in the belief that kids will avoid the pool. I don't know why I thought this, but I totally thought kids just were smart enough to not use the pool so they wouldn't die. And then there were a lot of kids who used the pool. And then look, they're all dazed because of the mold, right? But the mold didn't do anything. So I had to ask AI. Yes, I asked AI because I'm too lazy to Google. I didn't say that. That's not true. It's true. But like it's the same amount of effort, okay? Oh my God. I have no justification for my actions. Anyways, I asked AI what the hell is going on here, and it said too many objects will make the toxic mold pile confused, and that's why nobody died from it. So, my theory is just that when you have a million objects now, because the dirt is counted as an object, this is sad. Like, they can't count the dirt piles as objects. This is so sad, so sad, so sad. Not expected. I kind of just thought dirt would pile up like you see the floor is a grime covered mess. That's all I really expected to happen. I didn't expect every single pile of clothing to become an object, And like apparently water puddles on the floor are also objects, which one singular water puddle in the attic will cause a huge problem for designated adult. And I didn't realize why is she so damned broken. So of course I had to ask the AI. And it told me that one singular water puddle is probably what's breaking her, right? So yeah, no, that wasn't true. Of course it wasn't true. It felt hopefully true, but I relocated stuff so that it wasn't near the water puddle and it was still broken. I don't think that's really MCC's fault here because it was a little glitchy and broken even before I added any other Sims. Because, like, she was abandoning her food already in the kitchen when the kitchen was brand new, perfectly clean. I think the Sims autonomy is just garbage. Uh, yeah. So, I mean, it's better than it was a decade ago, of course. It's better. It's better. They at least try to take care of themselves. I can give them that much. To a decent degree, they will attempt to not die. Isn't that the creepiest thing? So the first sighting I see of this little ghost, and that's what she says. Oh, it's so fun to see you. See. Actually, I don't remember what the first sentence said. My ability to retain information, you later, is very, very, very short. If you've watched the first one, you may have noticed. I don't know if I'm doing it that badly in this one. My memory capacity is slim, 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 slim when I'm talking this fast and things are moving this fast. I have no idea when I've gone from one thought to another. And in my head, I already finished the thought. I don't know that I finished the thought out loud though. And I do this to people sometimes and they're like, oh, you didn't finish the first three thoughts and now you started another thought. And I'm like, aren't you just, can you keep up and be in my head, please, and finish the thought alongside me? Is it telepathy? Is it, what's the one where you communicate out of your head? Can you just like feel the thought I'm having and accept it? Because, ooh, finishing thoughts is not my strong suit. I needed a lot more Sims in the basement. First, okay, originally the plan was going to be that I was going to have just make sure you have the whole 20 whatever, what's 25 minus 2? 23 Sims in the basement as children, right? And then I was going to start a test. But because there was that big, huge fire that I didn't foresee, I couldn't really uh, start the test with the amount of Sims that I wanted. So since quite a few Sims died, literally 11 Sims died in that first fire, I felt like I kind of needed to replenish the population. So I came back stealing some more Sims. I went for a lot of the name brand Sims, as we shall call them, that people are aware of, the townies that come to all of us. And then I added a couple just random other ones as well, just to kind of see what would go how here. That was a sentence. Wow. Anyways, there's my little sad toxic mold pile. When they were adults wearing the umbrellas and they got MCC'd down to children, they get stuck with the umbrella on their hand for a moment, which was kind of weird. But like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm still not at my 20 whatever number, 23. Numbers are not my forte, also, obviously. I used to be so good at math, like so good at math. All the way up until I hit, I believe, 11th grade. Oh, good Lord. I could not, and now I can't do any math at all. I can't do basic math. Like, I could do any math you threw my way, all the way up until free. Oh, yikes. Anyways, why would I need to do math? That's what other people are for, right? 'Cause I'm for the languaging. 'Cause I'm clearly really good at this languaging thing. It may not be English, it, but it's noise. So, heh, eh. Anyways, I got so bored down here in my basement with children. I was happy that they played with the marbles by themselves. That was new. I have no idea what pack that came out of. Absolutely nobody touches the hopscotch. That was sad. Uh, the TV. So I think it depends on what size TV it is for how far away the couch is. They'll sit on and still watch the TV because I've noticed with some TVs they will not watch if the couch is more than a couple squares away. But with this size living room, they did seem to all be able to watch the TV from all the couches. I wasn't certain, but I did think that. And then, okay, so I needed more chaos. What chaos can I bring to the game without any additional mods, other than obviously the mod to bring additional people? So I wanted to add holidays. Every other day was going to be a holiday, and these holidays I wanted to add. Oh, I noticed some of my kids when I aged them down still had jobs. Oh, that was weird. Anyways, I wanted to add holidays that would have as much chaos or interestingness as possible. There really are not a lot of, like, what do you call these little things to do for the holidays? Because sadly, this is the most neglected pack. Like literally, this was this the first, or at least one of the first expansion packs for The Sims, and yet it's the one that they absolutely never, ever, ever update with any of the new games. Why? Because this is the coolest thing out of the seasons pack. Like, weather is annoying. We can all agree weather is annoying. The ability to do holidays, though, on the calendar, and I'm not certain what part of the calendar is base game, because I do know they gave base game some version of this calendar as well. But, anyways, the holidays, y'all need to be adding us more little, like, things to do, because, oh, good lord, it makes doing the holidays really boring when it's the same 5 tasks for every holiday. So, I also wanted to add more, like, activities to see what kind of activities will Sims use. They use those weird little gaming squares a lot. They love those weird little gaming squares. I kind of hate them. They break a lot. Ha ha ha. Oh my. She is living her best life up here in the attic. Toxic. That's not her name. Toxic is the kid. This one is designated adult. She doesn't care about the dirt like at all. I didn't realize Slob was going to be this accepting of filth. But hey, cool, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that kind of a sim. I Slob kills me. Yikes. So there was a lot of super zoom, a lot, because oh yikes, it does get really boring just kind of watching the children do next to nothing. There's a lot of little fighting. One monster under the bed will make everybody freak out. I did not get the Kulala lamp because I don't want to help them. I want them to have these experiences and to see what will happen. I did also decide they had too many beds, so I was going to get rid of some of the beds and go from there. And then that was a sentence. Those squat toilets, I thought the squat toilets came with the Japan pack. I was so devastated when I bought the Japan pack and it did not have the squat toilets because I just assumed. Look how cute Toxic Far Cloud is over there with her arms in the air. And Lilith Pleasant. Oh my. Yeah, they're adorable. Anyways, it was so cute. Too bad that most of them died. What was I saying before that a sentence ago? Oh yeah, the squat toilets did not come in the pack that they should have come in. The squat toilets came in the for rent pack. Why? Why is that a for rent pack item? Because that totally, to me, should have been in the Mount Karambi. Is that what it's called? That's not what it's called. Is that what it's called? I feel like it's almost what it's called. Anyways, I was stoked that we had Gachapon at least. Gotcha, gotcha. But could you not have made it look like a Gachapon machine? Like, come on, The Sims. Come on. Like, ugh, I'm so severely disappointed in the fact that you made it a vending machine. Hello. You could have made a cute little actual Gachapon shaped. Like, okay, hold on. Let me just. The Sims, EA. Nintendo for Animal Crossing New Horizon has the shape of the Gachapon machine. They have the cute little shape. So could you like buddy buddy with them and like yours functions. Theirs is cuter. Can you kiss and make up and we have a cute one that functions in both games? Ah, I would love that because it's cute. Gotcha, gachapon. I like gachapon. I have, I think, two. I might have three. Pretty sure I have two of them. My mom and my sister got me some. I have never had the opportunity to get my own, and if I did, I would go bankrupt. Not that, yeah, okay, so anyways. Skits and tits in, hanging out on the table. This playthrough really didn't have a whole hell of a lot. Those enraged bees do sting absolutely everybody who's by the pool, so leaving neglected bees is a really fun little touch. And then her palace of chaos just is disgusting, but she for some reason keeps picking food up and leaving it on the floor. So